Hi, this is Jennifer, and this is Kiln To Table.
Welcome to Kiln To Table, located at 352 South Rich Hill Street in Waynesburg, PA.
Really, the whole story kind of evolved into this. So if you look at a body of work of somebody's professional life through a period of time, this is really kind of the culmination of everything I've done. So I started the first coffee shop in Waynesburg, too. This was when I was a flight attendant for US Airways. So it was always, I had the opportunity to travel outside of Waynesburg and visit as many coffee shops as I wanted to all over the country. So I wanted to implement that in Waynesburg, and also so I had a place to go to get coffee. And so then after 9/11, I left and went back to school for ceramics because I was a flight attendant. They laid us off. And so I took graphic design and ceramics. Both worlds kind of came together, and my son was going to Waynesburg school, and I wanted a studio closer to home. I had a studio in Washington and found this location, and I was like, oh, well, maybe we'll have a small restaurant, coffee shop, and just took off from there. So it took us about 3 years of development to open. Actually, the restaurant was going to be called PA Mug Co. And then I was like, that's very narrow, and I don't think I want to make mugs the rest of my life. I want to be able to make other things and sell them, so the branding didn't match up with what I wanted to do. So Kiln To Table kind of came to me, and really it was kind of one of those things that just hit you like, oh yeah, that makes sense. When we first opened, all of the food that we served was in the pottery. Then when COVID hit, I was like, okay, put it all on the shelves, we're selling it all, because we needed money to keep the bills paid for that month, so I sold everything. So then the restaurant really is taken off, and so much time and energy goes into that. There's 15 employees, and there's one of me back here, and I have assistants every now and then, but it certainly is, because I have to make sure that they keep paid and employed. That's been the main focus, is to keep the restaurant going. So pottery is kind of taken a little bit of a secondary place, which I hope to change soon.
We decided to ask Jennifer what her favorite items were at Kiln To Table.
I love the white chocolate mocha. That's probably my favorite drink, hot or iced. The hot teas are great. I'm a huge tea fan. Earl Grey is wonderful, and the Moroccan mint is a good tea. If I had to, probably my guilty pleasure, and I don't do it very often, is the Reuben. Yeah, it's amazing. I haven't had a whole one yet, but I'll get to it eventually.
We decided to bring in senior Emma Hurley and junior Abigail Phillips to give their opinions on the food.
So Abby, how's your turkey bacon jam?
You know what? It's really good.
Yeah.
The jam really melts over the meat, and it really makes it really good. It kind of tastes like Thanksgiving a little bit, and I love Thanksgiving food, so it works.
Does the sweet mix well with the savory?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that's a good thing. Because I was like, jam and meat? I don't know, but
Yeah, it's really good.
good vibes. Okay, cool.
Their breakfast sandwiches are really good too.
Here? Never had their breakfast. Milkshakes, though, fantastic. I had a peanut butter milkshake one time. Best part of my day.
Really? I haven't had a milkshake here. How's your food?
I've never had the Reuben before, but I've always heard, it's a legacy piece for this business.
Okay.
Honestly, I'm not a huge, meat person. If it were me, I would have probably gone for that. But I wanted to give this a go, and I really do like it.
Okay.
So, for those meat lovers out there, definitely should try it. It's very good.
We should switch sides, because I love meat.
Next time, we're done.
This place is really cute.
I really do like the aesthetic here, and it seems like it's a pretty big hub for lunch. Anytime I come here during lunchtime, it's pretty busy. So expect that, I feel like, if people come here for lunch. But otherwise, it's a really nice space, really nice atmosphere. All the servers are so nice and very personable.
Mm-hmm. We sat down, the table was a little dirty because it was a little busy, and they actually came over and cleaned it so that we didn't have to sit at a dirty table, and it was really, really nice. And they don't skimp out on the food. They give you as much food as possible, which I really appreciate for the price.
The chips are really good, and the pickle. We love a good pickle with a sandwich.
These look handmade. I'm pretty sure they have a place in the back where they actually make all the pottery and stuff like that. And I think they have it displayed up front when you walk in, so you can purchase them, which is really cool. And
Yeah,
kinda
it's
fun.
nice that since COVID, I think she stopped serving out of her pottery, but now she is again. It's just a really nice touch. It adds to, I think, her overall like aesthetic she was going for, and you get to try the pottery before you buy it. So
Yeah, it's true. Very sturdy, very nice.
yeah.
Yes.
The question we had for Jennifer was, why Waynesburg?
I was born and raised here, so I'm from here, and I've traveled all over. I've been blessed enough to travel a lot of places on this planet, and it's home.